Yorkshire fight back, but Sussex still on top. George Garton impressed on day one against Yorkshire, with England coach Chris Silverwood watching on. His bowling helped Sussex skittle their visitors for 150, their reply reaching the close at 118 for 3. Haynes and Clark picked up where they'd left off, taking on the Yorkshire bowlers, and they quickly found their way to parity without loss. That became a lead in quick time, Haynes now playing his way towards another century. He'd lose another partner though. Clark became the first wicket to fall on day 2, bowled by a real jaffer from Olivier. And Haynes' innings came to an end in the next over, done by the flight of England spinner Dom Bess, bowled for a well-made 86. Yorkshire found a groove, and another wicket. Rawlins the next man to go, Olivier with a fourth courtesy of a diving catch from Joe Root. Brown quickly followed, trapped, LBW by Patterson. And he had another with his next ball. Ollie Robinson got one that jagged back and bowled him for a duck. The session came to a close after the next over, Sussex wobbling at 212 for 8, and Patterson would have to wait for his hat-trick chance. There would be no hat-trick for Patterson, but he wouldn't have long to wait before he'd picked up his fourth wicket of the match. A few balls later, Carson out, bowled for a duck. He then brought the innings to a close. Kola Cadmore leapt high to take the catch, Garton out for 16, and Sussex dismissed for 221. Yorkshire had dragged themselves back into the game thanks to Olivier and Patterson, who each took 4 wickets, as Sussex lost 7 for a little over 100 runs. Haynes was the only man to go past 50. Yorkshire got themselves off to a decent start in reply. They were only trailing by 71, and if their openers could fire, that could be a lead by tea. Lyth and Kola Cadmore did the business. They found their way to 50, and soon enough, the target was now tumbling towards single figures. Adam Lyth has been in top form so far this season, and he brought that to the table in Yorkshire's second innings, batting his way to another 50 to add to his growing collection. By the time they'd played their way through to tea, the score was an impressive 88. Yorkshire led and were batting their way back into contention. Sussex finally had their breakthrough after the interval. Kola Cadmore stumped off the bowling of Carson for 21. It was 2 shortly after as Robinson found Lyth's pads to remove the opener for 66. Yorkshire kept going and took the score past 100, but they'd be stopped in their tracks by Carson, another wicket for the young man, this one the prize scalp of Joe Root. Despite their evening difficulties, Yorkshire had already put more on the board than they'd mustered in their first innings. But Garton was back in the wickets. Brooke, his latest scalp, caught behind for 12. Sussex struck again, Carson with a third, Tattersall gone for 8. The day was at an end a few overs later. Yorkshire had improved on their first innings return, but Sussex were still ahead with the score 163 for 5 and the visitors' lead 92.